Okay, I'm showing you two photographs. You recognize the two photographs I've placed before you?
Yes.
Are those fair and accurate representations of the car, the BMW, showing the perspective that you had when you drove around it, and then as you described to the jurors, turned your head back to see?
Yes.
And is it fair to state the first photograph is further away, the second photograph is a little closer?
Yes.
Run off for the next two photographs as the next number of exhibits.
Counsel, any objection?
No, sir.
All right, Exhibits 7 and 8.
Placing Exhibit 7 on the screen. Is that essentially the view that you had when you stopped your car and looked back?
Yes.
And the area that you indicated that you saw the driver slumped over, what you described as apparent gunshot wounds to his chest, is that where I have the highlighter?
Yes.
And at that point, did you see anything in the passenger seat?
No.
And did you ever observe that driver of the vehicle to move at all?
No, he did not.
Just placing on the screen Exhibit number 8. Is that the same angle, just closer up, sir?
Yes.
And the person that you indicated you saw slumped over, is that the person who has this sheet over in here that I'm pointing to?
Yes.
Mr. McCann, you indicated that you called 911, is that correct?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, sir?
You may.
Mr. McCann, prior to testifying, did you have...
We stipulate to the entry of the 911 call without having the incommation.
Thank you.
Ask that the 911 call be marked as next numbered exhibit number.
Exhibit 9. I take it no objection.
No objection
Thank
at
you,
all.
sir.
In fact, just to, I guess, few things we can stipulate to anything needed to.
Okay.
have that.
Thank you.
The court's permission, I'm going to play Exhibit 9.
You may.
Thank you. It's not coming up on the screen now. We have one moment here. It's not coming on the building PC.
Mr. Hagan, some support in the corner. Members of the jury, this is proof as to why some lawyers go into law and not technology. Mr. Hagan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Two guys got shot. What's the street? Corner of Harold and corner of Harold and Shaman. I think one dude's dead. He got shot. The other kid. I'm sorry. One just got a bullet in his arm. The other kid's like passed out behind and like I don't even think he's moving. I'm on the line with the cops now. Yeah, two people. One sort of bad, and the other one's not moving at all.
Mr. McCann, stopping the tape, Exhibit 9, whose voice do we hear in the background?
Is this the guy who got shot?
That was the guy who got shot. And could you tell what he was saying?
He was just telling me to call 911, basically.
Make sure put pressure on the so it doesn't bleed too much. No, I didn't do nothing. Hold the column so it doesn't bleed too much. Take your shit up and hold that pressure on the column. I don't know them at all. I did ask for help. The phone got shot. Put pressure on his arm so it doesn't bleed too much. Hey! We got shot.
Sir, did they
Yeah.
say anything?
No, they're all shot because they're playing shot and his arm moving like he said.
People are there.
There's like 4 or 5 and you get bigger. Hey, put pressure on his arm. I said the pressure on his arm so it doesn't bleed too much. The driver's not moving at all. It looks like he got shot in the chest.
They're in the car? The people-
Yeah, I think it was, I'm assuming it was a drive-by because the dude in the driveway is like shot in his chest. I see cops now, so I'm gonna keep going straight.
All right. Is the other person shot in the car too? Sir?
Yeah?
The other person's in the car as well, right?
Yeah, the one in the car's not moving at all. He got shot in his chest. I see cops now.
Okay, wait, so the other one that is moving, where is
He's right here, he got shot in his arm.
Okay.
I see cops now.
All right, make sure they come to you. Don't hang up until you say stop there. The other one that shot the other was on the ground?
No, he's moving around, he's being shot, but I think
Well, where is he? Is he in the car or on the ground?
he's walking around.
He's walking around.
Yeah. Alright.
Sir, at about 2 minutes into that, we heard you say the police had arrived. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the police were there about 2 minutes after you called 911. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what happened once the police got there, sir?
They just questioned me what happened, had me pull over for a minute, and then we waited for detectives to come.
How long were you kept at the scene?
3:30, 4 in the morning, maybe later.
So over an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah.
And during that time, what observations did you make of the car or of the scene processing by the police?
I watched them put the sheets over the bodies and over the windshield.
Over the windshield too?
Yes.
Did you see the police using flashlights and searching and talking to people?
Yep, they taped it up, the whole scene, stuff like that.
And ultimately, Mr. McCann, when you were you interviewed together with your friend Sophine, or were you interviewed separately?
Separate.
And did you give a statement to one of the responding detectives, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions.
Mr. Baez?
Please, the court.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hagan. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now, you were there that evening with a friend of yours who was the DJ, right?
Correct.
And If I may approach the witness. Your Honor.
You may.
The photograph that we saw your car driving, that was approximately near the Tufts garage, right?
Yeah, across the street.
Almost here.
Yeah.
Okay. And fair to say, I'll try and speak up for everyone. Fair to say that there are approximately 3 stoplights before you get to the scene where the incident happened, correct?
Yes.
So, sir, after we saw that specific photograph of your car, there are 3 possible stoplights between you and that car, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you arrived, you didn't turn the car off, did you?
No.
And you didn't take the keys and put them on the windshield.
No, because it's a keyless pod.
Okay. And did you see anyone else turn the car off?
No.
The car was stopped,
Yeah.
and the driver was not moving.
No, it was not moving.
And do you know how that car came to stop?
I'm not sure. It was already stopped when I pulled up.
Do you know how those keys got on the windshield?
I have no idea.
And did you see a street sweeper come by at any time?
No, I did not.
Okay. And you said you saw the police take sheets and put them over the bodies?
Correct.
Okay. And how did they go about doing that?
First, they pulled us up over to make a left-hand turn to get us out of the scene, and then they started taping it up, and then they put the sheets over the bodies, and then they covered the full windshield.
And did you see if they took the sheets out of the trunk of their car, where it came from?
I didn't see where they got them from.
You just saw police officers with sheets in their hands,
Correct.
and then later on, you saw them then apply them to the scene,
Yes.
including the bodies
Yes.
and the car itself.
Yes.
And you had seen Aaron Hernandez earlier on in that evening, correct?
At the end of the night.
At the end of the night, okay. And you saw him with 2 other individuals,
Correct.
okay. Did one of those individuals have either cornrows or braids or anything like that?
I don't remember.
Okay. Was the other individual I guess a good size African American male?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you know if the other individual was an African American male?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you see, what were they doing when you saw them?
Just hanging out on the right-hand side of the street.
Did you see them arguing or anything negative or any type of fight going on or anything like that?
No.
Okay. It was just hanging out around 2-ish in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. And there was absolutely nothing that you saw that would be out of the ordinary other than hanging out on a night out in the club district?
Correct.
Did you see Aaron Hernandez, I guess, making any aggressive gestures or anything like that?
No.
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
Anything further? Come off.
Nothing further on.
Members of the jury, we've reached the 4 o'clock hour, so... Is that a problem?
Will you approach number?
You may.
Were their eyes opened or closed?
I think closed, I'm not sure.
Did you see any wounds on them?
No, sir.
What other cars were around, if any, at that point?
I really didn't see any. There was a few people around. I really wasn't. I was just looking at the 2 guys. That was it. I just noticed the 2 guys.
And what did you do next?
I drove away.
And when you drove away, did you see a police officer?
Probably several blocks down.
When you saw the police officer several blocks down, did you stop and speak to the officer?
Yes, I said I think something happened down the street, but I wasn't sure what happened. But I assumed what happened, I guess.
Did you ultimately lead the police officer to the scene?
Yes.
And was that the first police officer on the scene, as best you know?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'll tell you the truth. Just happened quick.
When you were brought back to the scene, were you ultimately kept there?
Yes.
To be interviewed by detectives.
I wanted to leave, but they says I have to stay.
And lastly, sir, just to clarify, approximately how many shots did you hear?
3.
About
Maybe
three.
3, yeah.
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
Mr. Byers?
Sir, when you spoke to the police, did they record your conversation with them?
I don't think so, no. I'm not sure.
How many times have you spoken to the police in this case?
In this case, once, twice, that was it.
Either one of those times, did they record your conversation?
I'm not sure.
No further questions.
They didn't say nothing, recorded me or nothing, I'm not sure.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lunetta. You may step down. Please watch your step.
That's it, huh? All right, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Between now and then, put the case up. Discuss it, don't read here, see it, 11.